Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another 30 minutes, who feels like 30 seconds, with Janome. My name is Celine, and I'm an educator for Janome Canada. And today is a big day, yeah? So I'm just before the big show. I hope you're still gonna watch me, but the other show will be better than my show. Okay, so we're still in the week of refashion or reuse. You know, we have to take care of Mother Earth, and Earth anyway, and we have to stop spending money in the house to buy what's coming at 4 o'clock. Okay, so we're going to work with an older sweater, and when I mean sweater, I don't mean t-shirt, or I don't mean a small stretchy fabric. I mean a knit. Okay, not a knit, but a knit. So let's move the screen. Okay, I'm here. Yes. Oh, well, that was not. I must have hit it. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so here is what we're going to do. So the purpose of the demo today is to show you how to prepare and the machine and the fabric, this type of fabric, and also to make a project. Okay, an easy project, very easy, because the sweater is already knit. Okay, so what I did is I'll move the camera. You see, this is with a sweater I made for home decor, like a cushion. Okay, a cushion. Okay, and I embroidered it. So I want to show you how to obtain a very nice flat embroidery without any distortion of the knit. No, I'll move it here. Without any distortion, you know, you don't want to. You want it to stay the way it is, flat, and every knit. It's not a stitch, but every knit at the same place. Okay, you don't want to stretch it. You don't want it to be to weave to. So what I did, I took an older sweater, exactly this style, long enough, you know, and with the pockets, because I kept the pocket, and I just used the bottom part. So I cut right after the sleeve. Right after the sleeve here, I cut. It's easy when there's lines, huh? So at my age, we don't wear lines anymore. Whoa, they have no end. So you see, right after my sleeve, I made this sweater, so it was a nice. I did it nice. So I cut. Okay, and I kept. I'll move this, and I kept the bottom part. Whoops. Okay, so this is the top part, and this is the bottom part. I kept the pocket, because you can use the front or you can use the back, whatever you want to do. I'm going to reuse this as a cushion, like I just showed you. So you can make a change, you know, 1 week this side and the other week the other side. Okay, so to achieve a nice flat embroidery without zero distortion, you see this? And I did it in purpose, you know, with lines, because lines you would see, you would see if there's a problem, you see? Let me move this. You know, you would see if there was a problem. But if you look at my embroidery, there's nothing very flat. So I'll tell you, I'll explain what I did. So first of all, you have to prepare your machine, okay? And I don't want to end up with zero problem while I'm teaching, when I'm sewing, sorry. So first thing, I change, let me move this, I lock my machine, okay? And I slide the accessory table extension, and I change, whoops, this is, okay, this is down, and I change my needle plate. I didn't want the knit to go in here. Here, you know, there was a chance that the knit will go in, okay? So I didn't want that. To prevent this, I put the needle plate, the straight stitch needle plate. That's number one. Then I also change my bobbin case. So this one is red with the red little arrow, and this one is the yellow dot. So for embroidery, I always put the yellow dot. But you know what I do is probably different than what you do. As long as it looks, the result is nice. And I want to point out one thing here, because I saw one of my students, the problem. So you see, when you insert your bobbin case, it has to be in front of this little spring here. See? And the way she did it, this was on top, okay? And another lady, this was out and on top. So this, because you know when this happened, we pulled too fast the bobbin and the thread, and this moves. Maybe not that, doesn't move that much because I have a needle plate, but still. And you know what, I'm a little bit ashamed, but look, to achieve a nice job, look, never leave your feed dogs so full of lint. So my machine needs a good cleanup before the next one. I ordered, and I'm giving my order soon for the next one. Okay, so I change the bobbin case and I change the needle plate. Number one. Number two, I'm coming to my screen. Okay, and I'll bring my camera a little bit further because I want you to see and the whole screen. And here you see, when I have the lock here, it's white. I'll remove it, and well, of course it's white because I didn't start to do embroidery. I'll explain. Okay, so this is the design I chose. Okay, I see on my big screen that this is blinking, but this is the resolution of my camera. It's my screen, me, I'm in front of it and nothing moves. It's perfect. Okay, so I have my design, but I have to do a few settings. You see, I put my machine in English before I talk to you. So everything is in English. So I'm coming here because I'm doing embroidery. What adjustment did I do? I didn't touch my tension. I put how much thread I want on my bobbin. Me, I like 0.5. If you say 2 meter or 2 yard, doesn't stop to tell you that you're almost out of the bobbin thread. Oh, that annoys me. So I say 0.5. I want something nice underneath. So I said, yes, pick up 1 stitch, bring the lower thread, the bobbin thread, to the top and start the embroidery. So the back will always be nice and clean. Also, hoop confirmation. I don't want to make a mistake. On page 2. I like to put my speed, to program my speed at 1000 stitch a minute, but Then I'm moving it here. I'm using my cursor. You see the light color change? Okay? So I prefer to use this while I'm doing embroidery. Then my P-foot. My P-foot is my embroidery foot in metal, no plastic. And why there's PC1 and PC2? Well, they're not embroidery, regular embroidery foot or feet, because there's two. It's for yarn embroidery with yarn. Okay, I like this height of my foot because I don't have a big thick quilt, you know, I have a sweater. Next page. Do I want to group my color? Of course, I want to group all the same color together. Then I didn't need to use it, but I made adjustment here with the thread cutting. So I told my machine, every time there's a jump stitch of 3/8 of an inch, cut the thread. Every time you change color, there's a color change, cut the thread. So you see, oh no, they're all there. My commands are all there. So okay, on, I'm okay. Turn the page. I did the embroidery with Janome thread. Okay, why? It's just to give me the number of the bobbin. So like Janome white is 001, but maybe another company is 1016. It's just to guide you when you have your Janome has 3 boxes of thread, and well, I refer to this. I refer to the native embroidery thread box of Janome. Okay, resume mode. Well, always on, always. Let's say you're doing an embroidery, no electricity. Oh, what am I gonna do? I destroy my embroidery? No. So when the electricity is back, or you know, sometimes you walk and you hit the electric cord, or the breaker jump, or it was too loose and it fell, the electric cord. There's so many reasons. Resume where the machine stopped, the embroidery, it'll restart at the same place. So on. And then here it's lock stitch function. I didn't need to do anything here because I took a built-in embroidery design, and the digitizing is just perfect with the lock stitch when it needs to be a lock stitch. So I didn't need all of this. But if you digitize yourself, or for security you want a lock stitch, after each color change, on. After each trimming thread, on. With the jog key, on. And you want to see the progress of the embroidery with the color change. Now it's just cute. But it was white before, and when I start to do embroidery, it changed color, it shows the progress of the embroidery design here. It's cute, you know? We like those little things, you know, for the little thing for the price we paid. Okay, and now I choose my design. I see my color here, but I want to get ready. I want to prepare my spool of thread, and maybe I will change some color. So you see, red, blue, green, it tells me in order the order of my embroidery design. Okay, the embroidery color. So if you don't want pink, you want blue, well, you know it's after green. You know which sequence it is. You know, if the machine asks you pink and you put blue, don't worry, she'll embroider anyway. Okay, so it's a guideline. First of all, they're designers who did this, who prepared the colors. And the designer, have the eye for their design. So I trust them. And this guides me to put my own color. Then you say, am I going to have enough thread on my spool? So you see, this color is 7,392 stitches. So, do I have enough on my spool, or I change color? So this is another guide here, okay? And now I'm looking at my design. It starts with green, but if I look my green here and my green there, it's not the same green. Where is the green? I don't see it. Then, if I choose show me the color of the sequence, you'll just see the sequence of your design. Okay? That I really like. You know what's helpful for me, it may be not helpful for you, but these things I appreciate on the machine. And the more you use them, the more you get used to it, and you cannot go without them. You know, you're used to this now. So my design is 49 minutes at 1,000 stitch a minute. If I slide my cursor here, 65 minutes for the same design. So if your thread break, slow the machine. If you embroider on thin fabric, slower the machine. If you do lace, slow the machine. If you embroider with metallic thread, slow the machine. If you're doing jeans, let's go. It always depends on the fabric and the reaction of the thread. Okay? So now that I told you how to prepare your machine, let me show you how to prepare your fabric, because the fabric needs preparation. I'm just going to put this up here because, okay, and move the camera. So I already marked down the center of my embroidery design. It's ready. And because it is so stretchy, okay, in the hoop, I insert cutaway stabilizer with my sweater. So you see, cutaway in the hoop with my knit. Always. So this cutaway will prevent distortion of the design. So, you know, this is heavy and long and it's moving. I always use my cloth setter. Okay, cloth setter is that tool here. For sure on YouTube or Instagram or Janome Facebook or any social media, you can find a video that will show you how to really use it. But this one is like universal, because it's for the newer generation of machine. So 12,000, 14,000, 15,000, 400, 450, 500, 550, S9, 9850, maybe I forget something, but all these machines, it's one cloth setter. If you have a previous model like 11,000, 10,000, 300, 350, well, the machine before they weren't as large as today, so the embroidery arm or unit was not as large as today, and the hoop were smaller than the new generation of hoops. So of course it's not the same cloth setter. So you had a previous cloth setter, but to position this precisely, especially with the lined fabric, I really was happy with this. First of all, it holds my hoop into place, and you know, when it's not attached and you're trying, it's moving, it's not convenient. You know, you can get by, but why to work so much when the cloth setter hold it for you? Okay. And then number two, with the arm, you know, with the arm positioning arm, so you don't have that plastic template. So it's precises. Okay, it's helpful and precises. So I use 3 stabilizer here. Because it's a knit, I like to add some this film, water soluble film here. You see, I like this because it covers my yarn, and you know, it's, you just tear it after, you know, you don't throw this away. These things, you keep them to make your own spray. Okay, and then when you finish to do embroidery, I didn't hoop it, I just put 4 pins to hold it on top, and then I let go my embroidery. You see, it's very flat. It's not just this, the combination of 3 stabilizer produce this nice flat design without any distortion. Okay, so yeah, what else I want to say? Oh yeah, I want to show you. You see, this is tatami stitch, while this is satin stitch. So they're different, but there's really no distortion and no weaving, no bump around. It's really, the whole thing together is produce a nice effect. Okay, then I'll move this because I want to show you behind. I'll lift this up. Okay, at the back, my backing. So I already told you that cutaway help to stabilize my stretchy and very stretched fabric. Okay, and it supports the embroidery, but I always add tear away underneath. See, I just slide it underneath because tear away will stabilize and hold your embroidery thread. So I have tear away, cut away, and my film, plastic film on top. The result is just perfect, okay? You know, maybe you do embroidery and you say, oh, it's okay, I didn't need all this. Oh yeah, really? Okay, I believe you. Wash it now. Because you realize you did a perfect stabilizing, is it a word? When you wash it and it comes out of the washing machine or the dryer flat like this. If you need to iron it, if you need to stretch it, if you need to flat it, if you need to hide something, you didn't have the right, it wasn't stabilized the right way. And what's the right way? You have to obey to your fabric. You really have to. You know, when you're sewing, you think you're the boss, but he's the boss. You have to obey to the reaction of the fabric, huh? Okay? And I hear sometimes some students say, oh, stabilizer, all the company, they all the same. Well, no, this is really not true. Their stabilizer, better quality than the other one. You know, the dollar store, it's not the same quality as the Bay or Neiman Marcus, name it. It's different, huh? Lord and Taylor, name it, okay? So there's quality brand, I should say, and there's a reason for price. So, okay, I'll put this away now that I guide you with this. I'll put it back here because I want to show you. Whoops, that pop up. I must have hit it. So I used Janome Canada is the importer of the Madeira product, and thread and stabilizer. So I used cutaway that you need your scissors to cut around the design, and you need some tear away. It tells you tear away, okay? And on the top I use my wash away, but the thin one, the plastic one, Okay, then I'm going to remove all this to show you how to sew it. Oops, it's camping here, huh, when I do a demo. Okay, so first what I do is I remove the magnet, very strong magnet. Okay, then I remove the inner hoop. Then this one is okay. Okay, and notice what I did before. I always record the same demonstration in French first because it's my mother tongue, and it's like I'm getting ready for the English presentation. Okay, so I previously unhooped my fabric, but for your demonstration I want to reposition at the same place. So what I did, just before I remove from the hoop, it was hoop like this. Okay, with a water soluble pen, I mark where I'm supposed to come back, and I was able easily with the cloth setter and my mark to reposition exactly at the same place to do your demo, the demo in English. Okay, so you know that you can tear everything here, and you know you can keep it, save it into water to reuse in a bottle of spray. Okay, so because you cannot reuse this, huh? And then I'm going to do a close-up to explain something to you. This is falling apart, so now I'll move this here for a real close-up. You see, I asked my machine to cut the thread always 3/8 of an inch, but this is shorter than 3/8 of an inch, so it didn't cut, of course, because I didn't program. So instead, what I'm going to do is I hit the camera, I'm taking with my Janome tweezers and my little scissors, I'm taking my thread, my jump thread, and I'm cutting. You can use the little scissors that comes with your machine, and I like these here also, the curve from the embroidery kit, and I like those Janome tweezers. Everything is Janome. I'm really a Janome girl. I even have Janome blood, because my blood is red. I guess I'm not the only one, huh? Unhurt. So you see, I can cut. And that's it. Just do a little cleanup. Doesn't take long to have a nice. And if you don't see it, if it's small enough and the color matches, you don't cut them. Okay? So, besides that, then it's time to sew when it's finished. Oh, no, it's not true. So you remove the tearaway. You do a clean job. And then you will cut around the design. I don't just cut like this. I draw where I want to cut. So, and I cut on the line to produce a nice job at the back. You know, when we sew, we became very, should I say, fussy. You want to do a nice job in and out of the project. Okay? When everything will be clean, then it's time to close. I'm going to remove this. Just too much. Okay, so now it's time to close this. Very easy. This takes longer than make the project because your opening is done. You just have to, whoops, you close it again. You see, when I made this, I didn't use buttonholes, I used snaps. Okay, so I close it, okay, all the way up. And then what do I have to do here? This is the ribbing, the band. If I want, I stay on the right side of the fabric and I just do a straight stitch, a zigzag stitch, okay? But if I want also, this is my center line, center on center, and I go to the serger, even if I want, or a straight stitch or a serger, one seam, and because it is a knit, a yarn, a knit yarn, okay, what do you do with the knife from your serger? Put it down. For sure nothing will be cut. And align this good. Some ladies says, I want an overlock. Overlock over there, overlock over here. So serge it. That's all. Okay? And same thing on the top. So for sure you're going to okay, align everything together. And now this is stretchy, yeah? This is really stretchy. Differential feed on your serger, 4 thread, differential feed at 2. To gather, not gather, but to prevent, you don't want this, you know? You don't want your seam looks like this. You want it nice and flat, right away. 4 thread serger, differential feed at 2, and this is finished. So what do you have to do next? Turn it on the right. So I'll put a needle here, a pin here, just to show you a few pins because, okay. So you turn it upside down. No, inside out. Inside out. Okay. Open this. Okay. Third turn. Okay. And by the opening of the front, you insert a shape, a form, a shape. By this opening here, you insert this. Whoops. Oh la la, my nice luminous. You insert a cushion, you know, a shape, a form. I don't know how you call that, but you insert it. Even at the big dollar store, there is. So really, 2 seam and everything is done. Insert, and you can use your new cushion. You can use a new cushion in the front. You see, I kept the pocket, the TV, I don't know how you call that, the TV thing, you know, the flicker. I'm not sure if I have the right word, but you can put this, you can put some goodies, huh? Nobody see it, it's a cushion. And you can, next week, he said, oh, you buy a new cushion. No, I did an embroidery on the cushion. You know, maybe it's a sweater from somebody you love and passed away. And you want to keep something, you know, like sometimes you keep a tie, you keep a sweater, you keep a shirt, you make a quilt with it, or a blanket, or, well, maybe this is the opportunity. Okay, whoops. Okay, so then I'll turn around and I'll come back here. Yes, I'm back. Okay, so am I okay in time? 34 minutes. Okay, so it's hard to time, huh? And to time precisely. So stay tuned for 4 o'clock, huh? Big surprise, big surprise. So I wish you a good week, and I'll speak to you some other time, another demo, and the next week. Bye bye everybody, and enjoy the presentation of the new machine.